Hola, hi, this is Janet Rhynie doing a video for Mahima looking at what am I seeing new right now. Now, I love Mahima. I met Mahima in 2015 and she just started to pop up around the Three Principles community following her insights around the earthquakes in Nepal and how it changed her state of mind. And when I saw a video recording of this woman, I just thought, I need to meet her. I want to have a conversation with her. And so through one thing and another, probably Jenny Anderson, I cannot really remember. But Mahim and I met up in Birmingham in 2015. And what was wonderful about that was I saw what Sydney Banks was talking about, that we are this understanding, that we have this understanding, that it's an understanding that's been around since the beginning of time. We just use a different language to explain it. And what I saw in Mahima was this innate, natural, raw wisdom just coming through her. Not being schooled, not being taught, not speaking 3 PEs, but just allowing this to flow through her. And it was wonderful. So when Mahima asked if I could share something about what I'm seeing new right now, what I'm seeing new is me. I'm seeing me fresh and new right now. And this comes off the back of last year when I said I was going to do 365 days of saying yes to God, questioning who and what I thought I was. And as a result of that, it was when Linda Ramers asked me if I wanted to go backpacking, 10 days, 2 outfits, sleeping bag in the back of my rucksack, would I come? Initially, it was no. But what came to me was, if you are not the Janet you think you are, what would you do? So I went on the Camino. And that's a question that has crept up more and more during 2016, during different situations or when things have been asked of me. It's like, if you are not the Janet you think you are, what would you do? And so different judgments fall away, different layers fall away. And the question then started to evolve into, if you are not the Janet you think you are, what would you be? And what I started to experience was more and more of this innate wisdom, infinite intelligence that is in us, through us, is us. Because I didn't have this little image of who I'd created myself to be, this persona that walks through this life and makes judgments based upon her past experiences. All of those things started to fall away. And so the experience that I've been having of myself has been one of greater freedom, because I'm not seeing things through all of these different lenses and then decided what's yes and what's no and what's good and what's bad. There's more of an openness, more of an acceptance of what's going on in any one moment. Knowing that I can say yes or no and not have judgment around it. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. There's been a lightness of being. It's been phenomenal. And so what impact has that had on my day to day? So, for example, going into the workplace, I now have a contract within criminal justice, and I love the work that I do with staff and with service users. Now, in the past, it would have been Janet doesn't like doing this type of work. Janet only teaches the principles. Janet only does all of these things. Without that, if Janet doesn't only teach these things, what is Janet? And what I experience more of is an openness and a willingness to come alongside people, to meet a person where they are, and then just to point to them how things can be different. With this openness and this willingness, I've let go of what the principles should be, how they should look, and go back to the heart and the essence of what I suppose I'm experiencing now. And from that place, I talk about things differently. Again, pointing people back to source, back to God, back to our true identity. but I've let go of what things should look like, how I should talk about things. And so in the workplace, yes, I can deliver a victim group, which may not be 3 principles based. However, just because who I am and how I'm turning up, I can't help but speak about these things. And it becomes easier. People then relax more around me, speak more around me. We can share more because we're learning from each other. The work environment becomes one of co-creation and cooperation, as opposed to, constantly fighting or being against each other or try to get one up against another person. There's a collaboration that's there. And also within my personal life, when it comes to dating, whereas before it was like Janet only dates this type of person because this is the outcome that Janet wants. In being far more open, I'm far more easygoing, and so I'm far more open to have a conversation with somebody as opposed to going through a checklist and seeing what boxes they tick. Let's have a conversation. Let's be open. Who knows where this could lead to? It may not lead anywhere, and it could lead somewhere. But the expectations that the Janet I'd created to be, without those expectations there's a freedom to have a number of different conversations, to go on a number of different dates and have no expectation. So those are just a few ways in which this freeness of being, this seeing myself differently, in being more open, experiencing a freeness, those are just a couple of ways it has transpired, manifested within my life in a really short space of time. So I really look forward to finding out and experiencing more of me during 2017. Thanks for listening and watching, and Mahima, this is wonderful. Continue the conversation. Thank you. Bye.